Ivan. In this video, I am trying to explain you some instructions and some points in general that you can follow for the practical examination. So for the Cambridge practical sessions 3.3 and 3.4, we have some particular set of rules and regulations and also a set of steps that we can follow in general. So I will explain as much as possible the general steps or the techniques that we can follow for the examination. For this particular demonstration, I have taken the October 2016 paper 3.3. So before you see this video, before you watch this video further, please open the paper or just take a printout or just have a look into the paper. While you are looking at the paper, listen to the instructions or watch this video. It will be very much helpful because all the setup, everything I have arranged for you to see how it works, how everything is done in this particular practical. For this particular practical, it's 2016 October paper 3.3. So when you come to the lab, first of all, from the admission numbers and everything will be like placed on the table one by one. Once you are checked in, the examiners, the supervisors from the Cambridge or the British Council, they will check everything and they let you in, and you will have to come here and then stay in your places, find your number and then be there. So if you are not a private candidate, and if you are doing the practical in the school, so you feel home because you are going to do it in your own lab. So apparatus and the settings surrounding everything is familiar. Okay. So here first of all, you just come inside and then your places. Then once you are taking place, they will allow the teacher to talk to you for about 5 minutes. That is to explain the setup paradigm. This is the first general point that you will have to understand and then you will follow. The teacher will explain the apparatus that you have to have on the table, on the layout. We'll see later. And then they will explain all the point form here written on board. For example, set 1, question number 1. And then the required apparatus list is here. So then you will have to just check whether it is present on the table for you. So you will be having one question at a time, of course. So then one particular setup will be with you. The other setup will be with another student. And then the changing more, you are familiar with that. Then after 1 hour you will be switching. So this one is the question number 1. I hope now you are looking at your 2016 October paper 3.3. In that one, question number 1 is having this set of apparatus requirement, and it is given here like this. The teacher will explain everything to you, everything asking you to check if you have these things on the table. An ammeter, 2 resistors labeled X and R, a meter ruler with a wire, a resistance wire connected to that. The potentiometer arrangement with the wire connected, you will have it on the table, not to worry, just check whether it's present. Then the power supply, in this case you will have 2 batteries. I have arranged 2 batteries with the connecting terminals out, so you can use the crocodile clips and then do the connection. So the connecting wires are the crocodile clips with the wires. Okay, that is for the first setup. Then teacher will ask you to check whether if you have everything on the table. If there is anything missing, immediately raise your hand and then ask. Then the lab technician also will be there for you. So then immediately they will attend to the problem. Okay, if you have any questions, then the teacher will ask you to check the setup number 2. That's the question number 2. For the question number 2, you will need a spring, slotted buses, one with the hook, that the hanging arrangement, and then 3 separate solder glasses that you can support this one. Okay. Then a stand boss clamp arrangement, that just the stand and the boss clamp setup. Then you have G clamp given, a stopwatch, and a length of thread, a piece of thread. Okay. That is the teacher's time. The teacher will take about 5 minutes for these instructions, and the teacher will wish you good luck, and then the teacher will leave, and the teacher and the lab technician both will not be allowed to talk to you after that. After that particular checklist, the Cambridge supervisors will take over, and then you will have to follow instructions. After that, you will be under their supervision. For by any means, the teachers are not supposed to talk to you. Okay, then that's the teacher's part. When you go to the examination, that teacher's role that you will see inside the lab. Now we will check how you are going to handle this. Okay, your layout in the table I already have. Let's have a look. First of all, I will start with this setup, and we know that we usually don't have to do practicals seated, so you can just stay standing and then start your practical. Okay. Now I am going to explain everything the way you are going to handle as a student. Okay. After the instructions, let's see. Okay. This particular setup is question number 2 according to the instructions. Okay, that means in your paper it is a question number 2, and then do not open the paper until the supervisors, Cambridge supervisors, ask you to do so. Then just wait for it, and then when the time is okay, when they ask you to start, then you can start. Then if you see the setup number 2 with you, you can go to the question number 2. And if you see the setup number 1, you go to the question number 1 and start. Okay. So I will explain you, and this is the arrangement. You can have a close look if you want. The apparatus, everything is arranged in an order like this. It is not arranged for you, and I think most of you are familiar with the mechanics practical. So this is from mechanics, one from oscillations and related calculations. So then this layout is like this, arranged for you. Then check one by one if everything is correct, and there the stopwatch actually immediately check when they check in the checklist, when they say whether it is starting, stopping, and reset, everything is working. That's a very important point, that you start, stop, and reset. You should check, and if it is not working, if there is any problem, ask them immediately to replace with one. So setup is like this. Let's have a look into question number 2. I hope you are looking into the paper now. In the question number 2, first thing to pay attention, you may not need to use all the materials provided. So this is usual thing in many examinations. You will see the apparatus. For example, there will be a vernier caliper placed here, or a micrometer, or another, let's say, small mass, a bob of clay or something, a tape, something. Some extra apparatus can be there. They do it usually, and because of that, they have these instructions given. You are familiar with this one also. I will not take much time, but immediately I am telling you. Read that in bold letters. It says that you may not use all the apparatus, means that you don't worry, like as long as you see anything that is not required for you, it is of course not required. And then look into the setup. One bad thing for you, I mean the students are practicing. Immediately you are trying to set the setup. Don't do that. Just you can read the instructions and then just turn it around and then check how many pages at least, and then the instructions, is it like too many to read, too much to read, and all those things. Okay. And this one, now you can just look into your paper's diagram. You can see there's a G clamp, and then the arrangements one by one you can start. there's no rush, and they do not rush for the practical. And take your time, because this 1 hour, that's not the second point I want to remind. The time given for the practical is more than enough for you. Trust me. So then that time is more than enough for you to handle this practical and follow the instructions. So therefore, don't try to arrange the setup immediately without reading the instructions. Okay. So here, sorry. So the G clamp and the stand is there. So of course you have to take it to the edge of the table like this, and then the G clamp. Okay. I will not try to. I don't have to do everything here. So I'll just share how to set this setup quickly and then see how it is. Okay. So this G clamp is of course given for you to make sure the table and the base of the stand is not shaking when you are taking the readings, especially when it is oscillations. And then you can just clamp it and then set it here. These things you have practiced actually, so not too very much about these ones. Okay. So only one thing I can tell you, I know that you have a lot of energy when you are doing practicals. Then do not over tightly G clamp, you might damage the table. So just keep in your mind that point. Then according to the arrangement, I will just check. These things are usually not set for you, so you have to arrange it like this, and then let's see what are the rest of the instructions. Then you have to set the spring. You can simply set this. Since we have done many practicals like this, so not to worry. These are the just sample apparatus, not maybe the exact apparatus that you want. Then we have this rudder marks here. So once you are like this, almost done. Okay. It says the value of mass M should be 300. Now the first point. Now this is how one by one. Okay. Okay. Set the apparatus. Then go back to the beginning. Just go back to the beginning again. And then from the beginning you can read the instructions whether you have done everything before you go to the next step. Okay. Before you go to the next page, make sure you have done all the requirements or all the steps that you need in the first page. So we just supported 100, okay, and then it says you need 300. So you need to add the 200 and the 300. Okay, now it's ready. Right, then record the value of M. Just simply write down, we know it's 300, now just you can put, units is not here, so you can write 300 grams or 0.3 kilograms, depends, okay. Then pull the mass hanger down. This pull down. Pull down is another important point. When they say pull down, some students pull it down vertically down, some are trying at an angle, some are trying this way, that way. Going to be big problems if you don't follow it properly. Pull down in the sense you can just simply pull it down a little bit and then let go. Okay. These oscillations supposed to be vertical oscillations. Okay. So you can see immediately when you pull it down and release, it is undergoing oscillations. While it is undergoing oscillation, you can see after some oscillations is going here and there. That's of course this way, that way. These things can happen. This happens. Okay. Of course, there are reasons for that one. That's why at the end that we write down improvements and then all those other items. Okay. So then first reading, very first reading when you take, we know that this is the 2 reading question. because we are doing question number 2 here. Okay. The two reading question, we have only two readings here, and then we are looking for a k value like that, and then simply we have to work out whether the k values are supporting each other or it's not supporting idea. Therefore, when you are taking measurements for the time period, this one will undergo for sure 20 oscillations. You can make sure 20 oscillations, and also you can see that in my case, this one also, it is immediately swinging here and there. So therefore, make sure the oscillations are small oscillations. Okay, when the small, when you have this oscillation small like this, it is still undergoing. See, many oscillations you can go. So it is enough for you to take the reading. So 20 oscillations, of course, in a situation like this, you can take 20 oscillations, no problem. It will undergo 20 oscillations, enough time for you to note it down. Then calculate. Usually 3 readings you can take. 20 oscillations, that is 20t, another 20t, and another 20t, and consider the average. This is for the 2 reading. Okay, I will go back to the first type of practical later. Very first reading, the very first reading you can take 3 readings and consider the average. In this 2 reading question, both the readings you can go for 3 readings and consider the average. Okay. Then after that they are asking you to justification. This justify significant figures is usual practice. Okay, so I just simply we round off according to the values, and then we say this 2 decimal places enough, or 3 decimal places, or 1 decimal place enough idea. Okay, usually the standard is that we keep answers with 2 decimal places, but when you are writing, you can write with the pencil the 3rd decimal place also, if in case if you have problems with the next reading. Okay, then you can compare later on, you can decide the number. That's another good point to understand in that case. Okay, then they are asking you to rearrange the setup by removing the slotted mass. Let me check. Yes, by removing the slotted mass and then supporting it with the string. So this you can immediately finish it here, and then I think I have a little bit too much here. Let's see. So of course you can turn this to the other side and then measure it. It's okay, but usually this particular length is a preset length. For example, if it is 20 centimeters, it will be 20 centimeters, no problem. Okay, so therefore if it is too long, it will be a problem. So for this purpose I will take about this much, don't worry. This will be just cut off from here, don't worry. Okay, and then we arrange it with this one. Even I think it's too much. So anyway, we just need a small length for this one. So then these mechanics practicals, you will not find it that difficult. Okay, if you want, you can just take this like this and then do the arrangement, tie it up, and then hang it. That's it. Okay, so position of the stand is not a problem. According to my reading that I am going to do, I will be taking. So remember this part of the string. Imagine, okay, we don't have it there, and missing. Okay, 1 minute. If I have scissors. Okay. Okay, just consider this piece of, I think I have taken a little bit too much of the string here. Okay, fine. It's not an issue. Then they are asking you to do the oscillations again, but this time not vertical oscillations. Okay, let's follow the instructions first. So measure and record D first of all. Then to measure and record, you have the meter ruler. Now only you are using. So stopwatch we have used already for the previous reading for the time period, and then measure it, and then the percentage uncertainty when you are calculating for that one, you know the meter rule, you can take 1 millimeter as the accuracy and calculate percentage error, percentage uncertainty, that's all. At this time, they ask to displace it to the right about 10 centimeters approximately. Then let it go. This boundary operations are going on. You can see. I will pull it a little harder for you to see it. Just note that the spring is undergoing vertical oscillations and swings both. Okay, this is a very good practical for you to practice this mechanics question, because this is a very strange arrangement, and also now you can see that slotted mass also try to go in circular motion as well. So I will do that again. Shift is just push it about 10 centimeters. When they say 10 centimeters, they say 10 centimeters. Don't just swing it like this, going to go crazy in that case. Okay, don't do that. So you know that sometimes you do those practices in the lab without reading instructions is not allowed. Okay, so also most of the theories are applicable for small oscillations. That's another important point for you to understand. Therefore, just from the equilibrium position about 5, about 10, this is enough. Then it goes bouncing oscillations, and they are asking you to figure out where it is stretching down to one particular length. You can read that instruction. Check this. At certain times, the coils appear to stay same distance apart. At certain times means like at a particular position. Simply, they are asking you to locate a particular point of reference for you to record the time period. So you can take the left end, you can take the right end, or you can take the midpoint. Okay? And locate that, and then note down the time period. Determine the time interval between two consecutive times when the coils appear to stay the same distance apart, and record T. It's simply a time period they are asking. Another one. Watch it. Another important point. When you are displacing, most of the students do this problem, this mistake. You are holding this and holding the stopwatch also with you, and then you are trying to simultaneously release it. Release and start. No need. Why you have to do that? You have enough time to start the stopwatch and then record the oscillations. First you let go the oscillations. See, this will go for hundreds. Then when you are ready, observe this, and when you are ready a particular place, you can say 0, 1, likewise. Reset if it is a problem. Then again, see, still it's going on, so you can just read another one, 0, 1. So I am just trying to read that from the left corner. So then you take the readings like that. Then the procedure, follow the instruction for the by this time maybe 30 minutes will be gone. Okay, by this time about 30 minutes gone when you are taking the readings and all the calculations. Then you can start the working and everything, and then work out the K values. Okay. Then in this one, once you calculate the K value, and they ask you to repeat it from the beginning. They ask you to repeat from the beginning with the other mass. That means using the 400. So you put the other one, you have to remove the string. So be careful in that case, you don't have to tie it like that, you cannot remove it anymore. So then you start with the 400 and then repeat for the second K value. Okay, so you can please read the paper, and then I am just trying to explain you the experimental techniques, not how to finish the paper. So the techniques only I am giving you. Then you repeat after placing this one. So then again same thing. Time period 3 times, vertical oscillations, small oscillations. Okay, you will find a longer time period when the mass is heavy, the load is more. Then the 2 K values. Then once you calculate the K values, Let me explain the last question. That means G part 2. Last question in the sense the last question for the practical. Explain whether your results support the suggested relationship. To explain that, you need to do a small mathematics part. Calculate the difference of the K value and find out the percentage difference. So this percentage difference is allowed to have up to 20% if you want, but you can always decide, let's say 10% or 5%, usually 10%. Check whether it's more than 10% or less than 10%, the percentage difference, then you write down. There's no rule, there's no standard, because it's general, depends on the results. Okay, depends on the results what percentage should be taken to accept it or not to accept. Therefore, you can calculate the percentage difference and then say, for example, if it is 8%, for example, and then you want to decide on 10%. You decide if it is less than 10%. Okay, I will say it is supporting. You can do that. Then your result comes 8%. Then simply write down the difference. Percentage difference is 8%. Therefore, with the experimental errors, with the experimental limitations, we can suggest that the two K values support each other. If your percentage is more than 10% and it goes to 12%, let's say for example, then you can say the percentage difference is too high. This cannot be accepted. Okay, so this general practical, this particular one you have done mostly. So I will talk about the electricity practical later. Now let's check that one. So another point for this particular 2 reading practical, the improvements and the problems, uncertainties. A lot of practicals we have done, so no need to explain a lot about this one, but simply general things. Very much common improvements and problems are there. Number one is that we can always say 2 readings are not enough to predict a particular relationship. 2 results are not enough to predict a particular relationship. That is very much common. And then improvement you can write. Take about 6 readings by placing 6 masses here, and then plot a graph and then get a shape of a graph and then figure out that you can write for the improvement. Okay. Another good one in this particular practical is that the slotted masses is swinging while vertical oscillation. That's a problem. Okay, and that we can write down difficult to locate the time period position. Then use the fiducial mark, a pointer to read improvements. You can write one. Then imagine this particular practical is supposed to be the easier practical compared to the one you have to plot the graph. Therefore, you can finish this practical and make sure everything is fine. Let's say for example you have about 15 minutes remaining. Now you have done it in 45 minutes. And the changeover time is after 1 hour. You have 15 minutes remaining and it is already done. So in that case, what you can do, you can have a look into the first question, other question. But you can't do anything because the operators are there, still going on. But you can see that this table of content. The table of content you can complete. I mean, not the values, prepare it. What are the preparations? Check your name and everything is written correct and all those things. So, the electricity practicals we haven't done much, therefore I will come to this one. For the electricity practicals. So now little bit of preparation like that, plan the table, just drawing the table and everything you can do, and also read the first question very carefully and then go through all. So if you have time remaining, okay, then the changeover time will come about 5 minutes before the changeover. The lab technician will come and then arrange this everything quickly back to normal. I mean, as it was before. Okay, I'll just leave it now for this one. So, everything will be set back again, just like before, as it was for the next student to come and do the practical. You will change over. Okay, so then everything will be like this. Okay. I'm just giving you a typical procedure that we follow with my experience. So there can be slight changes in some cases in the lab, the way we arrange things, but this apparatus will be reset like this. For example, if you had some pieces to cut like this, cut and use, then remove or D-shape or what you call deform, and then let's say you have to remove some parts and then these things will be removed and a new piece of string will be given. Okay, don't worry, that will be done. So the next student, when they are changing over, they will get a fresh setup here, everything like that. But the paper you will have to take with you to the next setup. Now let's say the change of time came and let's see the practical. We haven't done much. Let's check with that one. How to start with that one. First of all, okay, let's imagine we have done the changeover now, and now we are going to start. And forget if you, for example, number one. Let's say you struggle with that one, and then you are worried now, and you are under pressure because you couldn't do that. This is a situation which can happen. Either way, let's say you have done this first and you messed it up and then now you have to. So in that case you have to forget everything and take a long breath and then start your second practical in good manner. That is a must to do. You have to forget the worries from the previous practical if there was any. I wish that no one will have anything like that. But in case if something like that happens, you have to forget it and then start fresh with this one. Okay? So, in this case, immediately again, you can have a look, checklist. Again, the setup will be reset for you. Look into the board and check whether everything is given. Ammeter is present with the connection here. The two resistors here we have, one is labeled R, one is labeled X. The power supply given, this is just two batteries I have. This is not the original setup. Maybe in the original paper the power supply value can be different. I didn't want to check that. I just wanted to show you the apparatus. Usually, if it is a DC practical, we have batteries connected like this. You can detach and you can connect as many as possible. So for just to make 3 volts, I have used these two like this. Okay, and then we have two resistors, and then in the case of connecting wires, actually the number is usually mentioned. You can mention the number there. In this case, 5 connecting wires. So you can check whether we have 5 connecting wires. Okay, and then usual procedure of reading instructions, everything is general. But when it comes to electricity, there are some special arrangements. For this one, we look into this, look at the setup and then arrange according to the instructions given. But this one, when it comes to electricity, we usually follow a set of general things. Number one, read all the apparatus. Again, it is clearly mentioned in the paper. You may not need to use all the materials provided. That means instead of two resistors labeled R and X, there can be another resistor here. Okay, for example, there can be a micrometer. Maybe thinking like you will need to read the diameter or the area of cross section from this one using the micrometers measurements. Thinking just so, but if it is not required, you don't have to worry about that. When it comes to electricity practicals, read the circuit and number one to follow. First rule, first technique that we do, whatever the circuit, okay, general, place the apparatus without even touching the connecting wires. Leave the connecting wires aside and then place the apparatus according to the circuit. Now look into the circuit. In this circuit, first one is the power supply. Take the power supply and place it. After that, you have resistor X on your left side. Look into the diagram. Resistor X on your left side. This is very, very important. The most important thing in electricity practicals. you don't do take the connecting wires, you place the power supply here. Now on your left side the resistor S. On your right side you have the ammeter. I want to say something about the ammeter. Usually for the ammeter the connections everything is set for you. The connection everything is set for you for the ammeter, and therefore this particular part, this setting is done for you, and it is usually taped like this. That is because you don't have to turn it around. It will be taped like this. I am telling you that usually, according to my experience, I am telling you that's how it is. We do that because some students, by mistake, if you turn this around, then you will be in trouble, because it is already arranged to the, let's say if it is an ammeter, if it is working as an ammeter, it is the ammeter's requirement is arranged, and the connection is already arranged for you, double check. Connective wires, double check, everything is working fine, and then you set it like that. Then you place it, but these connecting wires actually is here, but in your school, most of the schools, the connecting wires can be, we call it banana jack. Banana jack means you just jack it, other side also the jack is there. Now at this moment I don't have it, therefore I use the usual connecting here. Those jacks are there just for you to connect it like this, and it is already connected for you, not to worry. On the other side also you will have the end of the banana jack here for you to connect the crocodile clip like this and give the connection. Okay, so keep in your mind. Now let's go back to the procedure again. Check. First we place power supply, and then we place the resistor X, then we have the ammeter and the resistor R, the next one, right here. Okay. Now you place, everything is like this, and then the last thing, the meter roller. Hope you can see the wire here, there is wire connected. Okay, this wire is connected, and then using the masking tape it is placed here, and that's how you arrange it for this